Welcome to Linda's TV show. If it is your first time of stopping by or coming across my YouTube channel, you are highly welcome. Please, I beg you for this favor, click on that red button that says subscribe. Beside the red button is a notification bell. Turn the bell on so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first person to check it out. I appreciate each and every one of you who always come back to watch my videos. Like you know, I present news on daily basis to you. So after watching the video, you are free to criticize and leave your comment constructively. Share the video. Yeah, you can share it to your family, friends, anybody that you can, so that they themselves will be informed. Now I present to you another interesting or informative video which we are going to watch together. Yeah, I'm going to watch this video together with you. Then we'll come to the comment section to talk about it.
Yeah, today is very serious. It's about travesty of justice that occurred in Kenya in June last year. Somebody was asking me the definition of extraordinary rendition. I told him the closest definition or the closest synonym to it is abomination. It's an extraordinary abomination that occurred on 19th June, precisely 2021 in Kenya. You see, listen, I mean, this is very clear. We are not on a fishing expedition here. Nigeria made laws and to be obeyed. There is one particular one that applies here, which I adumbrated in court very copiously to the Honorable Justice. That is called Article 12, Sub 4 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. When people hear of African Charter on Human and People's Rights, they begin to think, oh, it's an African law. No, it's a Nigerian law that was domesticated in 1983 by the National Assembly. It's just what is in the name. It's called African Charter. Article 12, Sub 4 of that charter prohibits unlawful expulsion of any African, including Nigerians, from any country in the continent of Africa. And by adoption of the laws of Federation of Nigeria in 2009, it became part of the fundamental rights of Nigerians. So when you go to a foreign country and kidnap, abduct, arrest, by whatever name you call that your misconduct, and take that individual from one country to the other without due process of law, you have violated that Article 12, Sub 4. It's a fundamental right. And what is the remedy? Remedy is you release that individual, you take that individual back to where you got him from and give him the due process of law. Nobody is, challenging or impugning the authority of the federal government of Nigeria to exercise criminal jurisdiction within the territory of Nigeria. But when you leave the territory of Nigeria, you must obey not only your own law, but the laws of that country where you found yourself. So the federal government went to Kenya in June last year, and not only did it disobey its own law, the one I just pointed out right now, it disobeyed the laws of Kenya that requires federal government to knock on the doors of the judiciary of Kenya and say, hey, look, there's an individual here we consider a fugitive and we're interested in trying this individual in our court. Then the Kenyan court will ask questions and they must give answers. Do you know why they didn't do that? Because they don't have a good case for extradition. Just they didn't have a good case for extradition in 1984 when they attempted to kidnap Umaru Diko. What is the difference between that of Umaru Diko and Nnamdi Kanu? Two differences. That of Umaru Diko was nipped in the bud. Vigilant British intelligence caught them in the act and prevented it from occurring. Second, they tried to commit it on British soil. That of Nnamdi Kanu, they succeeded and they committed it on Kenyan soil. These are the only differences. But what happened in 1984? Britain, in reaction to this attempt to illegally rendition Umaru Diko, cut diplomatic relations with Nigeria for 2 years. They arrested 17 individuals, tried them in court, convicted 4, sentenced them to imprisonment of between 4 to 6 years. And they expelled the entire Nigerian diplomatic staff in the United Kingdom and interdicted the Nigerian Airways plane, aircraft that was going to be used in the extraordinary rendition of Umaru Diko. that aircraft remains in UK today a carcass of its old self. So the consequences of extraordinary rendition are clear. But what is lacking so far is that no court of law in Nigeria has made a judicial pronouncement on it. Everybody knows that it's illegal, but we need a court to also say so, because we don't want to take the laws into our hands. So we still trust in the capacity of the Nigerian judiciary to see injustice and address it and redress it. If Nigerian judiciary fails to redress and address this manifest injustice, is going to put a big question mark on whether Nigeria is a democratic nation or not, ruled by rule of law, or is it rule of men and rule of brute force.
So, Lead Counsel, if you prevail today now, where do you go from here?
Well, if I requested for 8 reliefs. Number 1, we got to call a spade a spade. The court got to call it for what it is. Extraordinary rendition is not extradition. Lawyers say ubi jus, ubi remedium. Where there is injury, there is a remedy. So if the court pronounces that it's rendition and is illegal, then he deserves a remedy. And what are the remedies? 1, you restore him to Kenya if he wants, or you restore him to Britain whether he wants or not, because Britain is his second nationality. That means you got to release him from jail. You have to release him from detention. Nothing can be built on nothing. If you don't have authority of law to arrest somebody, you should not have authority of law to detain that person. And he deserves monetary compensation. That is what the Constitution says. In Nigerian Constitution, they wrote it in black and white, that if your fundamental rights are violated, you deserve monetary compensation. So the lawyers always put it there, because the Constitution requires us to do. But sometimes I'm disappointed that members of the media will pick on that and say, Nnamdi Kanu is asking for 25 billion naira for his extraordinary rendition. That 25 billion naira cannot compensate him for what he went through. What Nnamdi Kanu is asking for is justice. And that justice lies in releasing him from detention and restoring him to Kenya or United Kingdom at his own option. And then you, as Nigeria, can proceed to Kenya and UK and file a proper process. Initiate the proper extradition process or proceedings to have him returned or extradited to Nigeria. Why are you afraid of that? Because you know, under the political offense exception, which protects self-determination. Self-determination is not regarded as a crime in any nation of the world, including Nigeria, under Article 20 of Nigerian law, that's African Charter. Article 20. Now, Kenya has a companion law. United Nations has a companion law. So when you take anybody to any court in any country in the world, and you tell that court, I want him in my country because he wants Biafra, they will tell you to go to hell. You're a kidnapper extraordinary, whether you are government or not. You're a rogue. You should not try anybody in court for wanting to not to belong, for wanting a separate nation. That's how Nigeria was founded, for God's sake, in 1960. Is it not? It's self-determination. That was how Midwest region was created in 1963. Is it not? That's how Nigeria lost southern Cameroons to Cameroon. Is it not? Is that called referendum or plebiscite? And that's how Nigeria gained Adamawa, the former Southern province of Cameroons, into northern Nigeria. So why should that of Biafra be different? It's only a crime in Nigeria. IPOB is only a terrorist organization in Nigeria, but not a terrorist organization all over the world. That needs to tell you folks something. That is why Nigeria dodged and went by night, ambushed Nnamdi Kanu and kidnapped him. We cannot take a government to criminal court and jail a government, but we can call a government to answer to the civil courts of this country. There are courts in this country, so Nigerian government must answer to this court. Like I argued before the court, upon what document did you arrest Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya? And upon what document did you bring him to Nigeria? Until they have answered that question, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu remains a person that was kidnapped by state action, by the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that will not stand in law and in fact.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for always watching Linda's TV show. I will see you again in my next video. Remain blessed. I appreciate each and every one of you, and keep on watching Linda's TV show. If you have not yet subscribed, please, I beg you to do that so that you'll be getting more updates from me. Bye bye.